Welcome to another Blender tutorial. This tutorial is on how to make a simple city skyline in Blender. We start by modeling some simple buildings. You can follow along with the video for this part. You can create windows by selecting certain blocks on the building and then extruding them inwards to create indented shapes. I'm using the new Blender 2.79, so I have the new principled shader for my materials. With that, I make a simple concrete texture for the main building. And for the windows, I try several different configurations until I come up with a transparent material. When I'm using the transparent material, I add a cube that is extruded upwards to the inside of the building to add some interior shape. I like to add some detail to my buildings, but the amount you add depends on your scene. If your scene involves close-up shots, you probably want to add a lot more detail than I have in my scene. My scene is shot from pretty far away because it's a skyline, so I'm just adding some very simple detail to give the buildings a little bit more realism. At this point, you want to duplicate your first building and add some small changes to it, like more blocks in the building, slightly different materials, and a different height. And then after you do that, you can make a custom building. You can do whatever you want here, but I make a custom building that's a bit different and more noticeable, but I only make one of those. And then after that, I duplicate one of my original buildings and make it a lot shorter with some different details. One nice way just to add some quick changes is just to rotate it like 90 to 270 degrees. And then once you've done that, you can select groups of them and duplicate those and just rotate them and add little changes as you can. And then you can follow along with the video to make lots of buildings. Now you want to add a ground plane and just scale it up to fit all your buildings. If your scene doesn't look right, remember you're going to probably want to add more buildings, so you want to scale up the plane likewise. Then you want to duplicate the plane and add a ocean modifier. The ocean modifier is in the simulation thing, and then you can scale that down and adjust some of the settings so it looks right. And then you can adjust some of the repeat settings and just set it up so it looks good for your scene. Then you're going to want to add a material to the water. I just use a principled shader with a high transmission rate, and then I set the IOR to 1.333, which is the IOR of water. Then I add a blue sky to make the water look blue, and then adjust my sun lamps and stuff to make the scene look right. You can follow along with the video for this part. And that's the city skyline done. Thanks for watching.